According to Joe Rogan, the famous Oak Island legend in Nova Scotia, Canada, might hold a terrifying truth, one that many people may not be aware of. Where does Rogan stand on the real versus myth debate surrounding this mysterious island? And if Oak Island's legend proves real, what should the next step be? Join us as we dive into how Joe Rogan has explored and revealed his take on the terrifying mystery of Oak Island. Although Rogan began his career as a stand-up comedian in the late 1980s, he rose to national fame in 2009 with his podcast. The Joe Rogan Experience, the podcast quickly skyrocketed to become one of the most popular and influential shows in the world. Rogan's show features long, in-depth conversations with a wide variety of guests, including comedians, actors, scientists, authors, politicians, and athletes, exploring topics ranging from comedy and entertainment to politics, philosophy, and the mysteries of the universe. Known for his strong opinions on a variety of subjects, Rogan has also earned a reputation as a polarizing and often controversial figure, sparking heated debates. When he took on the topic of Oak Island and its legendary treasure, it was bound to be an explosive discussion. Oak Island, located in Nova Scotia, Canada, is famous worldwide for its mythical riches and unsolved mysteries. Since the 19th century, explorers from all over the world have tried to uncover its artifacts and treasures. Yet, despite the many lives lost on the island in the pursuit of its hidden riches, stories of the island's allure and treasures continue to inspire brave and talented explorers to take the risk. Among these stories is the tale of the Lagina brothers. 11-year-old Rick Lagina could never have known that a simple glance through a copy of Reader's Digest in 1965 would set his life on an unexpected course. The story he came across was about a legendary treasure hidden on an island in Canada's wild, rugged landscapes. As he read on, he became more captivated, and his excitement only grew when his father later showed him an article about Oak Island from the Wall Street Journal. For Rick, the idea of a buried treasure was more than thrilling, it was consuming. He learned that many had tried and failed to uncover this mysterious treasure, and even at his young age, he understood the daunting nature of the mission. But rather than deterring him, it strengthened his resolve to uncover Oak Island's mysteries. Rick Lagina's fascination with Oak Island wasn't surprising given his natural inclination for adventure. In 1964, for instance, he joined a treasure hunt in his hometown of Kingsford, where he stumbled upon a large granite rock. Curious about what could be hidden beneath it, he enlisted the help of his brother Marty and a group of neighborhood friends to lift the boulder. Unfortunately, their efforts revealed nothing more than a pile of soil. Despite the disappointment, this early experience was just the beginning of a lifelong pursuit. For Rick, setbacks were merely part of the journey. He was certain that more treasures and adventures awaited him in the world. To better understand the legend of Oak Island, we must go back to 1796, when a young boy's curiosity sparked an exploration that would eventually lead to one of history's most captivating treasure hunts. This boy, Daniel McGuinness, spotted an unusual dip in the ground on Oak Island. His curiosity was piqued, and as he approached, he noticed a tree with its branches mysteriously cut off. Daniel had heard pirate stories and tales of hidden treasures, so he suspected that the tree could have been modified to serve as a makeshift pulley. Eager to investigate, he recruited his friends John Smith and Anthony Vaughan to help him dig under the strange tree. After digging down about 2 feet, they unearthed a flagstone. Intrigued, they continued digging, reaching a depth of 30 feet, where they encountered layers of oak logs. Realizing they lacked the resources to dig any further, they decided to halt their exploration, hoping one day to return with better tools. Nearly a decade later, the Onslow Company began their own excavation at the same spot. Armed with advanced equipment, they managed to dig much deeper, eventually reaching a depth of 60 feet, where they encountered layers of coconut fiber, charcoal, and more oak logs. They then discovered a stone tablet with a strange inscription, reigniting interest in the island. However, as they attempted to dig deeper, disaster struck. Water began flooding the pit, forcing them to abandon the mission. Despite their best efforts, the Onslow Company couldn't drain the water, and they eventually had to quit, thwarted by the very landscape they sought to explore. In 1849, a new group, the Truro Company, arrived on Oak Island with innovative plans to circumvent the water issue by drilling core samples instead of directly digging. After days of drilling, they struck gold, figuratively and literally. They found 2 chests filled with coins. This discovery was the first concrete evidence suggesting that Oak Island's treasure was real and that the stone tablet's inscription was more than myth. They even claimed to have found 3 gold links from a chain. The Truro Company had its fair share of challenges, however, with some key items inexplicably disappearing. They observed that the pit's water level changed with the tides, leading them to a groundbreaking conclusion: the entire beach was artificial, with a sophisticated system of drainage tunnels and channels beneath. To stem the water's relentless flooding, the Truro Company considered building a dam. Yet, their work was undone by a severe storm that destroyed much of their progress, and the financial strain eventually led them to abandon the project. The next group to try their luck was the Oak Island Association, which in 1861 reached a depth of 88 feet in the money pit, adding a new shaft to manage the water inflow. Sadly, the original shaft's base gave way, leading to another setback. These explorers were followed by many others, with each team contributing new insights, theories, and legends surrounding Oak Island. Theories about the treasure's origin became a topic of fascination. Some claimed that the treasure could be tied to William Shakespeare, suggesting that Francis Bacon, a contemporary of Shakespeare's, may have hidden his manuscripts on the island to protect them. While this theory has found supporters, it is now widely dismissed, as historians agree that Shakespeare wrote his own works. Another theory suggests that Oak Island's riches may belong to the ill-fated French Queen Marie Antoinette, who allegedly sent her maid to Nova Scotia with her wealth and jewels to protect them from being seized during the French Revolution. Some believe that the French Navy might have aided in hiding these valuables. There are also pirate legends. Captain Kidd was rumored to have buried part of his loot on Oak Island. Even the infamous Captain Blackbeard, who allegedly said he had buried treasure where none but Satan and myself can find it, is thought by some to have hidden his riches there. Another intriguing theory connects the treasure to the Freemasons, based on markings found around the island that resemble Masonic symbols, suggesting a possible ritualistic significance. Yet, none of these theories have been definitively proven, keeping the mystery of Oak Island alive. Despite the lack of solid proof, the fascination with Oak Island continues, driven by its history, unsolved mysteries, and the promise of hidden treasure. The dedication of explorers like the Lagina brothers reflects a long-standing human desire for discovery, adventure, and uncovering what lies hidden beneath the surface. While theories continue to flourish, and each expedition brings new challenges, Oak Island's secrets remain locked away, drawing in those willing to brave the unknown in hopes of solving one of history's most enduring enigmas. The Oak Island mystery has captivated many for over a century. It began with a tragic setback. A boiler explosion during an early excavation killed one worker, causing the team to abandon the project after this devastating loss. Years later, in 1893, Frederick Blair, an experienced treasure hunter, led another expedition. Despite several attempts, Blair and his crew were unable to drain the water from the pit
and Rick Lagina
and
bought
eventually
the
had to
island,
give up.
along with their partners.
Still curious about what
Over the
lay
next
beneath,
decade,
Blair partnered
they
with
uncovered
engineer
strange
William
and
Chappell in
intriguing
1931,
artifacts,
forming the
including
Chappell Company.
garnet earrings,
They
ancient
managed to
brass,
dig as
and a
deep
piece
as
of a ship's rail.
127 feet,
They even found
unearthing
remnants
tools
of the
and
wood
anchors,
used to
but no
construct the
treasure.
original money pit,
The
fueling
story of Oak
speculation
Island captivated
that
many,
these might have belonged to pirates.
including the
Yet,
Ristall family,
the biggest
skilled
question
miners and
remains:
divers who, in
is the Oak Island
1959,
money pit a
built a
well-crafted
coffer
hoax?
dam around Smith's
Skeptics
Cove.
argue
There, they
that
discovered
many of the
coconut
discovered
fibers and
items
small
were simply
stones,
left
evidence of a
behind by
man-made
previous
beach.
explorers,
Sadly,
while others
their
are
work
convinced
ended
there
in
is still
tragedy when
treasure to
Robert
be
Ristall,
found.
his son,
Over the
and two
years,
other
coins
workers
and
were
other
killed in an
artifacts dating
accident.
back centuries
This,
have been
however,
found,
was not the end
providing
of the
some
Oak Island
evidence
quest.
that someone inhabited
In the
the island
1960s,
long
Robert
before
Dunfield
modern
spent a great
explorers
deal of money
arrived.
drilling on the island, but
Many
his efforts were
explorers remain
unsuccessful.
convinced that the unique
Dan
design of the money
Blankenship
pit is
continued
intended to
working on
prevent
Oak Island
anyone
for
from
the next 50
accessing whatever
years,
may
but,
lie hidden
like many
within.
before him,
Rick and
found
Marty
no treasure.
Lagina are just as passionate about their Oak
In
Island
2006,
expedition as those before them.
Brothers Marty
Despite
and
knowing
Rick
they may
Lagina
never solve the
bought
mystery,
the island,
their
along with
excitement
their
and
partners.
determination continue to drive their
Over
efforts.
the next decade, they
While
uncovered
skeptics
strange
believe
and
Oak
intriguing
Island's
artifacts,
story is merely a
including
hoax,
garnet earrings,
the
ancient
Lagina
brass,
brothers
and
and
a
their
piece of a
partners are
ship's rail.
determined to prove otherwise.
They even
They
found
remain
remnants
committed
of
to
the wood
uncovering
used
the
to
island's
construct the
secrets
original money
and are
pit,
currently seeking
fueling
funding for the next
speculation that
phase
these
of
might
their
have
journey.
belonged to pirates.
Joe
Yet
Rogan's
the biggest
perspective
question
on Oak
remains:
Island
is
is
the Oak Island
particularly
money pit a
interesting.
well-crafted hoax?
He often combines
Skeptics
skepticism with
argue that
curiosity,
many of the discovered
hosting
items were
in-depth
simply left
discussions on his
behind by
podcast
previous
with experts
explorers,
and
while
theorists about
others
the
are
treasure's
convinced there is
legitimacy.
still treasure to be
While
found.
Rogan questions whether the
Over
treasure
the
is
years,
real,
coins and other
he is
artifacts dating
genuinely
back
interested
centuries
in the
have been
history
found,
and exploration
providing
efforts.
some evidence that
His
someone
unique outlook
inhabited the
adds to
island
the
long
ongoing
before
debate
modern
about whether the
explorers
treasure
arrived.
is a myth or a reality that has
Many
been fueled
explorers
by
remain
human
convinced that the
curiosity
unique
and
design of the
perseverance.
money pit is intended to
The
prevent
Lagina
anyone
brothers'
from
continued
accessing whatever
efforts,
may lie hidden
bolstered
within.
by modern technology
Rick
and
and
a
Marty Lagina
unyielding
are just
spirit,
as passionate
have
about their Oak
captivated
Island
audiences
expedition as
worldwide.
those before them.
Though definitive proof of a
Despite
vast
knowing
treasure
they may never
remains
solve the
elusive,
mystery,
the
their
tantalizing
excitement and
discoveries they have
determination
made
continue
keep the
to
legend
drive their
alive.
efforts. While
As
skeptics
they
believe
advance
the Oak
their
Island story
exploration
is merely a
techniques and
hoax,
seek new
the
approaches,
Lagina brothers and their
the Oak
partners are
Island mystery
determined to
remains
prove
one of
otherwise.
history's most compelling
They
and
remain
enduring
committed to
adventures.
uncovering the island's
Whether
secrets
treasure is
and are
eventually
currently
uncovered or
seeking
not,
funding for the next
the
phase
journey
of their
itself has
journey.
become an enduring